Howdy, my name is Brighton Preslika. I'm a second-year PhD student in electrical engineering at Texas A&M. This is my lab. It's called the Advanced Electric Machines and Power Electronics Lab at Texas A&M, and my PI is Dr. Hamid Toliat. I'm going to take a step outside so I can take the mask off and show y'all that I am indeed smiling. But today, Ingenium asked if I could talk to you a little bit about what it's like as a grad student at Texas A&M. And the first disclaimer that I have is asking me this question, you're gonna get a very different answer if you ask my neighbor and if you ask my other neighbor. I'm talking neighbor in Weisenbaker, not neighbor in College Station necessarily. And that's because graduate programs vary really widely from professor to professor, depending on who your advisor is. The reason it varies widely is because different professors and different labs have different work cultures. I personally found that I love my work culture. It's extremely competitive, it's extremely challenging, everyone is very, very engaged, and I find that I'm really challenging myself, learning a lot. Yeah, I work a lot of hours. I pretty much actually have to ask off weekends. It's kind of assumed I'll work on weekends. And I don't have a huge problem with that because I am guilty of being a bit of a workaholic. But some people don't like that. Some people like it when work turns off at 5 o'clock. And I'm not judging you if you like that. I'm just saying you need to check out your lab before you dive in and commit to something. You know, a Master of Science isn't a huge commitment. That's a 2-year commitment probably. But PhD, you know, in my case, it's going to be 5 years. You want to be sure that you like where you're working for 5 years, so dip your toes in. I found this lab as an undergraduate researcher. I started my senior year, and I personally fell in love with the topic. I didn't even know it existed yet, and now I want to do it the rest of my life. I'm getting my PhD in it. So what it's like in the life of a graduate student? Well, as you can see, I'm here on campus, so I do still come to campus. And I do research in my own time. We have a lot of funded projects right now. The one that I'm working on in particular today is a NASA lunar rover project. It's a pretty challenging project. It's kind of out of my area of expertise because we're dealing with some really weird materials in this project. And you know, I'd like to naturally segue from that is, like I said, it's out of my area of expertise. It's out of the area of a lot of people in our lab's expertise, but we got funding for this project, and so we're gonna do it. And that's a huge difference between graduate school and undergraduate. As a undergraduate student, you know, you're given a homework assignment. There's a very clear method in which you're supposed to do it. There's an absolute result that you're supposed to get. And if you have any problems, you can ask your professor. You can go to office hours. You can read the textbook. You can find out how to do this. In graduate school, it is not so clear cut. A lot of times, figuring out how the problem even works is half the battle. And a lot of times, some days I'll come to lab and I'll work on something all day. And at the end of the day, I will have made no progress, 0. I put in work the whole time, and all I found was all the things that I tried were not the way to do it. At first, my first year, that actually took a pretty serious toll on how I looked at myself. I just was pretty challenged by graduate school. I thought, wow, you know, am I just silly? Like, is it, you know, should it be this hard? And what I found is, yes, it is like this. And how I kind of got through it, and I really recommend this to you too, is find people that are doing graduate school, find people that are in similar programs as you. I found a huge support group through my church of graduate students, but there's all sorts of support groups that you can find to meet people that are like you, that have the same challenges, the same struggles as you, that get just how busy and just how difficult it is. Boy, I literally cannot convey how different it is from your undergraduate experience. It's not just like you're going from a junior level class to a senior level class and it's harder. It's not like that. It's a total paradigm shift in the way you learn. Like I said, I love it. The first year was challenging. Now I've learned to work through it, and I understand how things flow now. But the first year was pretty challenging, and so I really recommend connecting with a mentor. My last piece of advice to leave y'all with is get involved now. Start talking to people now. This is not a decision you should make on a whim. I have fallen in love with it. I'm completely certain of my decision to stick with PhD, and I'm going to stick with it to the end because I love it. But I know a lot of people that make that decision and then realize that this is not what they signed up for, that this is not what they were getting into. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or any other people that you know in graduate school. But until next time, I've talked with y'all long enough. I look forward to hearing from y'all. Signing off. Thanks.